It should be. You should be able to go here.
No, because you don't want to give them a link from there anyways, because that's from our studio. So
Okay.
I wouldn't do it. Go back, like leave the studio. Get out of it. Just double back.
Get the hell out of there, kid.
There we go. Click on that shit. Go back, like leave the studio. Definitely mute that. Yeah. Double back, because that's playing on it.
Get the hell out of there, kid.
There we go. Not like that. Shit. To the video. Up. Definitely mute that. Yeah, you playing on it. Yes, thank you.
Is that needed for everybody else?
Well, the thing is, we're getting a loop playing through here because that's going to be picked up on the mic, and it's going to keep playing a loop over and
I
over.
forgot what I was doing. I got sidetracked.
Alright, you're copying the link from up top,
Oh, yeah.
and you're putting it on Facebook.
This is awesome.
Copy. This is great, ain't it?
I know nothing about what's happening right now.
Oh, get off that. Damn, okay.
Don't forget the dash.
I know, right?
Formatting, sir.
Dash.
Dash space, there you go. Alright, we should be good. Probably going to press post.
I think we should have some lo-fi with this.
I don't think so. Especially because you guys are going to be playing.
What do you think?
We're not going to do any guitar.
You're not doing it?
I told people to tell me vocal shout outs if they want me to say something.
Okay, we just keep the lo-fi low then, because we've had it too loud in the past.
We'll do real low.
Lo-fi.
So remember, it's like lo-fi. Oh, did you find it? This isn't the right one. It's the lo-fi copyright, royalty-free lo-fi 10 hours. There we go. Yeah, that one that's like 11 hours and whatever. You're not going to want to put it there. You want to put it like somewhere, yeah, because it's going to be too short. Also, Facebook has a maximum of 2 hours for the stream.
Oh.
So we gotta cut it off by 9.
Okay.
Or it might just cut it short, you know what I mean? Yeah, we want it, yeah, something like that.
So now we'll go back to this, back to this.
And you're sharing that right now, right?
You're gonna be blocking it anyway.
Yeah, I know. I can go like this for a minute.
Okay, so you're sharing that. Look at this.
I am streaming, but not recording yet.
Okay, so we got that going.
Puff out my chest so I look extra buff.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
I wonder why Scene 2 has a hand over. That's weird.
What are you talking about? 'Cause you have to manually click scene look.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I'm just trying to get these chats open real quick, but you guys can...
You're on camera.
I know I'm on camera. Oh, this is a test, that's why. Okay. Shit. Wait. Hello? Okay, here we go.
Maybe I've been here. You can see it anyway.
Okay. It's hard to find. And then what's the other one is on here, right? We're streaming live onto Facebook. How do I find this? I don't even know how to find this one.
You gotta be careful. I don't want to start dropping some bars on this beat.
Facebook Watch, notifications. Oh, okay, sick. Wait, what? Oh, here we go. Cool.
We'll have to. Well,
Hi, sweetheart.
How do I might just have to periodically check this because I don't know if I can open up the chat separately. Yeah, it looks like the comments are in real time, kind of. That's fine. Oh shit. Let's see.
Man,
The fan is nice, yeah.
it is, but it's making his papers fly up.
You're using the water bottle. Yep. Alright, let me open up this. Alright, so I'll open up this chat, and I'll just be monitoring all this at the same time.
I have no shame. I told my fiance to comment and share and post and work them Facebook algorithms.
Yeah, so we're gonna officially start the stream probably in a couple of minutes. We're just like getting everything rolling, everybody. So
Hang tight, drink some water. Water's good. Go pee pee.
Yeah.
Go pee pee. Or poo, that's what you gotta do.
Prepare to hunker down for a minute.
We're in it for the long haul.
Hello, sir.
Losing your coaster there.
Whoa, dude. How do I share this? Oh, there we go. Notifications off.
Yeah, I'm just trying
Turn your phone notifications unless it's already not.
Don't want to be getting blown up.
So it's not like ding.
Yeah, it would too. God forbid I get a call and Wormhole starts playing. Shameless tag.
Wormhole, I got some beef with you too.
Hashtag where's the shorts?
Where's those shorts at, man? Where's the reply, really? Oh man.
All right,
We're ready to jam?
Yep, start recording, and we're ready to go.
Let's plug our platforms too.
Yeah, we'll press start recording, and then we'll do that.
Sweet. We are live.
We are. Hello.
What's up, people?
Good afternoon.
How are you guys doing? This is our fourth episode, first guest. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, what's up, Jake?
Not much, guys. I've hung out with you plenty of times, but this is a new circumstance, so I'm pretty excited.
Pretend like we haven't been hanging out for the last 3 hours.
I just got here.
Nice. It'd be more authentic, right?
Yeah.
No, this is great, man. I'm actually really stoked on this, and it's nice to have a third party in here.
Yeah.
You're breaking the ice for all the people that want to be on this podcast. Like, we got a list of people that are going to come in here and talk and stuff. And
I know.
I'm glad that you're the first one to kind of break the cherry on this.
I'm honored, man. Honestly, it was really hard to get on. I had to go through a rigorous process. Not really. I just asked them and I booked a date, so that's how you do it.
Nice. As you guys noticed, we fixed our camera. We fixed our audio.
A little bit. It's getting better.
It should be better. You should notice a little bit of differences. We're just finding these little things that need tweaked because we're newbies and it takes a lot of work. So, yeah, any feedback you guys can give us as well to kind of speed up that process would be greatly appreciated. But
Definitely.
in the meantime, I feel like we're kind of going down the right path to kind of get more and more professional, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, so, any feedback, even if you want to be like, you talk like an idiot, because I do, just feel free. Drop it in, because, we'll just work on whatever. I mean, unless it's a ridiculous request. So.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism is best.
Talking like an idiot, everybody has their moment, so.
Cool.
But yeah, this is great. I got questions for you. You got things to talk about.
Before we do that, let's do our plugs.
Let's plug us, yes.
Yes, okay.
Danny, I'll let you, plug us.
All right.
Please.
So, yes, just make sure to follow us on Facebook, which you probably already are, but because that's where we have the most followers, but then also YouTube. All of these are going to be the Virus Podcast, and on Twitch.
Yes.
And then, Jake, do you have some?
I don't have any plugs of that sort, but I'm in a couple bands if you want to check those out.
Yeah, definitely plug the bands.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do vocals for Primordial Atrocity with Ben on guitar. Danny's actually a former guitarist, for those who didn't know. And then I play drums for a project called Unholy Grail, based out of Chehalis, Washington. And I am in works with a couple other projects that don't necessarily have solid names yet, so stay tuned for those ones.
Sweet, dude.
Sick.
And yeah, we posted links to those subscriptions on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook on our Facebook page. So, and this is also our first time streaming on Facebook. So we have the ability to get on, ask us some questions, and just join the conversation, if you will.
We have a comment already from what I believe is your brother, Milo. He says, "Show us your boobs."
You don't want to see mine. I got the weird nipples, just like 2-inch long hairs coming off of them and stuff like that. What are you talking about, Jake's? I'm sure you've already seen my nipples at some point.
Yeah, mine are like this big, so you wouldn't even see them anyways.
I don't do that kind of stuff for free.
As you shouldn't. You'll always be marketing that.
Speaking of which, look, it's our new sponsor that isn't LaCroix.
Dude, there you go. LaCroix. Alter Beast? Nah, they're not I wish they were our sponsor.
Hey, but if you want to sponsor me, yeah.
There we go.
Sponsors welcome. We have a big line of people that want to sponsor us, so first one here.
We'll put you up. It's a sponsor bidding war right now, so
yeah.
we'll put you up there on the list and see where you fit. All right. Well, how do we want to kick this off, man? You want to just let's start by give us a little background of yourself and Like, obviously, you're a vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
You love music.
Right.
How did you get? Let's just start with a question. How did you get into music? Like, what was your first experience with any type of music, and how old were you?
Well, since day one, as far as my memories go back, I remember always loving singing and trying to emulate other people's voices and sounds. I mean, I remember when I was, 3 or 4 years old, trying to sound like the pastor at my church singing the worship songs and stuff, just trying to have that maturity, but it's not easy as a small child. But
Nice.
I just kind of followed music for a few years at home, singing along with songs, and then I got into doing plays and musicals and stuff like that when I was in school.
Sick, man.
Nice. I didn't know you did like plays and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I did a couple when I was really young in early elementary, and then I was in a Grease play when I was in my sophomore year.
Who'd you play?
Lead character Danny Zuko.
Nah.
Is that John Travolta?
Yeah, that's his character.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had never seen the movie or anything when I auditioned for that, but they were like, well, his acting's whatever, but he can sing, we'll throw him in there.
I forget the man can sing. Yeah, it's been a while.
John Travolta.
I forgot, dude. I know he's the man. He definitely has a lot of skills and capabilities, but I keep forgetting he sang.
Yeah. No, he actually has a good voice too, and it's pretty poppy, but it's a really good voice, I think.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of those actors, they start Broadway type shows,
Yeah.
ironically. Well, that's cool, man. I like the background story there. It's funny that, as long as I've known you, I didn't know you got in with the gospel side of it.
Oh, yeah. I went to church as long as I can remember until I was about 15, 16. I started kind of doing other things, but grandmother took me, kept me involved.
God bless her.
Oh, yeah. God bless you, Grandma. If you're watching, shout out to Pat Lloyd. Love you, Grandma.
Grandma, you rock.
So, yeah, to follow up on that question, I was curious, what influenced you and when did you transition from clean vocals to distorted vocals?
There we go.
Oh, boy. So, when I was in 5th or 6th grade, I met a kid named Dominic Elsterberg, and he goes by Dominic Vassallo now, but
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
we immediately became best friends.
Cool, dude.
And
Dom.
Dom is the man. Love that guy. Well, he and I were, kind of listening to the top 100, whatever was popular at the time. And then I think we were listening to like Judas Priest or something like that.
Nice.
And his older brother was like, nah, dude, check this stuff out. His older brother's name was Ben, I believe.
Okay.
And he gave us 2 CDs to listen to. It was All That Remains, The Fall of Ideals, and As I Lay Dying, Shadows Are Security.
Sick.
Okay.
And holy shit, dude.
It's a good
when I
start.
heard that, yeah.
All of Ideals is...
I still listen to that album every day. But I don't know, I heard the melody along with the singing and the screaming, and I thought, man, that's really cool. But honestly, I didn't even try like screaming then. I just thought it was really great. And I was listening to it. It wasn't until I was 15 and I heard Destruction of a Statue by Suicide Silence. It was the bonus track on their debut full length, The Cleansing, and holy shit.
15.
Yeah.
That's actually not as young as I would have thought you started with the vocals.
I don't know what it was, man. I grabbed a broom. I turned my stereo all the way up in my bedroom. It was a basement in the house, so I had, some freedom for loud noise. And I grabbed the broom and I started,
singing into it. Nice.
trying to freaking be brutal. And
That's awesome.
I don't remember exactly, but I think my grandmother may have walked in at one point and just wondered what the hell I was doing. But that was it, man. I heard Mitch and I realized I can do that. Like, holy shit, I want to do that. So
Yeah.
that's where the distortion came in. I started trying to figure it out.
Sick.
That's really cool, man. I think Mitch is responsible for a lot of young kids getting into vocals. If I had to take a guess,
Oh yeah,
he
I'd
was
say
very inspirational. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As far as his vocal range.
Yeah, his range, and I think the main thing with Mitch, because he didn't have the strongest lows or mids. His highs were pretty distinct and recognizable, but it was his energy and like his connectivity with the crowd. I think that
Stage presence for sure.
that really stuck with me too. Is I thought, man, I want to be everybody's best friend as far as being a vocalist. Get out in the crowd and have everybody be like, "Oh, what's going on, dude? I want to hang out with you."
I think you do a pretty good job at the front, man, honestly.
Thanks,
You're
dude.
pretty good at talking to the crowd.
Oh
Just
yeah.
gotta say dumb shit every once in a while, make them laugh. Make them feel good.
Well, the energy too. You bring the energy just like Mitch, so it definitely shows that you were kind of using him as guidance, and kind of influenced by him, because you definitely bring some of those elements to the table
Oh yeah.
when you perform. So that's good.
I mean, I've seen vocalists that were phenomenal sounding, but they had what I call concrete feet. They just kind of stood there, and you know, no matter how good you sound, if you just stand there, it's boring.
It gets boring.
You know,
yeah.
I'd rather go play tic-tac-toe or something in a filthy bathroom. But
Yeah, entertaining, I think not a lot, but some bands, they forget that entertainment is part of the actual performance as well.
exactly. Well, yeah. Otherwise, why wouldn't they just put your album on at home and not watch anything and just listen?
Yeah.
They go to see a show because they want to have an experience and a performance and connect with people in a way that they couldn't just playing it on their computer at home.
Absolutely.
Primordial Atrocity fucking rule, says Tanya Lloyd, which is your mom.
That's my mom.
Aw.
Hi, Mama.
Dude, that's awesome.
That
That,
is
that
awesome.
love from Mama. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
My mom has been a huge supporter of all my metal. She told me when I was really little, she gave me to the devil. So
It worked, huh?
That's like, what was his name? Robert, the acoustic guy that went out in the desert, and there was a legend that he gave his guitar to the devil, and he came back and he learned how to play in like a month or two, like really good.
oh, I think I heard about that.
I don't
Robert
know.
something.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like that story. Yeah,
Disclaimer: I'm not a Satanist.
He did. He gave his guitar, and your mom gave you to the devil.
She said when I was younger, when my pops was still around, and maybe even after that, they would drive around on really bumpy roads and play like Metallica and Slayer and shit like that.
Nice.
And that got me to go to sleep. So,
Nice.
oh yeah, dude,
Pretty cool.
gotta have the thumps.
That is cool. Dude, let's hit you up with another.
Yeah, I was like, I have a bunch of other questions. So I was like, let's let Ben get in on this. We're just interrogating you. That's all this is. You thought you were gonna like.
Oh, you know what? I got my wrong questions. You're gonna have to lead you with the next question.
Okay, that's cool. I wanted to know. So you already kind of told us some of your metal influences, right? So do you have any more metal influences actually? Like
man.
Suicide Silence and
I mean-
All That Remains.
All that remains for the listening influence, as far as like what I wanted to do with my own voice,
Yeah.
Whitechapel,
Whitechapel.
Suicide Silence, Job for the Cowboy. Lately, it's been more of like Acrania, and there's a band called Strangled. I don't know if they're on a hiatus right now or what, but I just did the video the other day.
Yeah, it's interesting you said Acrania because that's the vocals I think you sound the most like. So
Dude, Luke.
Dude, Acrania. I remember you were the first person to introduce me to that band. And
same, yeah.
it's funny because some people probably I don't know, consider deathcore vocals, but I don't give a fuck, dude. Like it sounds so good.
Metal,
Sounds good. It
man.
sounds good. Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
And the video, that first video I seen was him like when we're washing dishes and shit.
Oh yeah,
and vocals.
depopulation program.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
Dude,
And that's
yes.
entertaining. You know what I mean? Like seeing that video.
Oh yeah, I love that band, and I think his vocals are phenomenal, and he's honestly very, very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Diverse, I guess, if that makes sense. He goes all over the place with his vocals, and he can do a lot of different things. He's not a one-trick pony by any means.
Yeah.
One trick pony.
I'm definitely a fan. Oh, that was like a two-part question actually. The other part was your non-metal influences. Actually, I wanted to know those ones.
In recent years, I would have said if you don't listen to Dying Fetus, fuck you and get away from me. But I've since matured, and I've always listened to other music. Honestly, my number 2 genre is probably rap and hip hop. I listen to a lot of C-Mob and C-Ray and Twisted Insane and King ISO and even a little bit of Tech 9 and stuff. But
Give me some techno.
Who's your current favorite rap right now?
it would have to be a toss-up between C-Mob and C-Ray. Those guys are super dope. They're both C-Ray is signed with Brainsick Records, which is a label run by Twisted Insane.
Okay.
So they're not like the big dogs out there per se, but they got a good name for themselves, and he's pretty dope. He's kind of got like let's see, who's the guy that sings? I can't remember his name, but he's one of those rappers that sings and stuff a lot of in his songs, and
Okay.
he
Like
passed
the
away a
chorus,
long
you
time
mean?
ago. Sort of, but he'll like rap with his songs. He does. I can't remember any of his song names right now. I feel like an idiot.
Just some unique vocal patterns though.
Yeah, and he has like melody in his raps. He doesn't just spit all the time.
Nice.
That's cool.
I like that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's super dope. And then C-Mob's like a storyteller. He
Is
he
old
does
school. C-Mob seems like an older name.
It does
somewhat.
sound like
He's a little older. He's I only found out how old he was because he dropped 1994, the year I was born, is when he started writing, and he was 12. So I was like, oh, okay, 82. That makes sense. But you know, he's got an old school style mixed with some new, and he does some good stuff. He's really intelligent, so I like to listen to rappers that are spitting intelligent bars, you know, not just, you know, pussy money weed type stuff.
Yeah.
I like some of that too, you know, don't get me wrong.
Were you responding to this comment?
No.
Oh, okay, you weren't. Yeah, we have some questions. Oh, no, we have one question. So this dude, I think his name is Aziz. Yeah, he said, what do you guys think about George Lloyd? Boyd, have you heard of George Lloyd? I don't even know who that is.
I don't, I'm sorry.
Have you heard of George Lloyd then?
I have not.
What kind of music does he play? Maybe we can...
Yeah, if you give us, I guess you already gave us the name, so maybe our next episode, we'll, in the meantime, we'll review that and give us our thoughts, because all three of us have not heard of that individual right now.
Sorry, man. Looks like my boy Jeffrey's in the chat too. What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Jeff?
We met him at the Mirkwood. He plays for a band called Hacksaw Mutilation.
Okay.
Do I know him? I probably don't know him.
I don't think so.
If I seen your face, I would remember you. So I apologize if I don't remember you right now.
He's
I'm good
actually
with faces.
He's actually the guy that I'm starting one of those projects I mentioned before. We're not. I don't know if we're completely sold on the title yet, but we're thinking of calling it Putrid Cacophony.
Putrid Cacophony.
You know, putrid is obviously describing of disgusting. You know, and
Cacophony is a bunch of noise, right? Basically.
Exactly. So that's going to be a online slam band. He's already written all the songs. I'm just slacking. I don't have any recording gear, so maybe I'll come over.
I was saying, why don't you just come use this and I'll record your vocals for you.
Exactly. Honestly, I might, because that shit's gonna be heavy, dude. I've never been in a slam band, so
sick.
That'll be dope.
That's like your bread and butter too.
Oh yeah, dude. Like slam is, you know, that's what gets me going.
Also, hello. I'm gonna be butchering names when you have usernames on Twitch, but
expect it.
Tilta Pedro, I guess, is what it says on there. Sorry if I butchered it, but like, what's up, dude?
What's up, Pedro?
What's going on, man?
Welcome.
Glad to have you.
Yeah,
hit us up with some questions. I'm gonna hit you up with another question, Snakes.
All right.
So like, you know, like what advice would you give a vocalist that's kind of starting out regarding technique in metal? What are some of the things you struggled with early on that you had to kind of hurdle over?
First thing, and everybody's heard this if they've heard anything, drink a lot of water. Always. You should drink water anyways, whether you're doing vocals or not, but you have to keep your throat hydrated because the human voice is not necessarily built to make these heavy distorted tones that we make.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just blast yourself out. And really, I don't know, I could talk about this subject for a long time. I've researched a lot, and I'm still learning a lot. I am by no means a professional.
So,
but
would you recommend, we were talking about this kind of the other day, fry vocals over false chord? Or does it depend on the individual, what they're trying to go for?
Completely on the individual. I have a buddy named Kai Ian. He actually just released a solo project. It's super sick. Check it out. It's called Kai. He's based out of Florida, I believe, and holy shit, that guy has some sick false chords. He can do fries too, so he's actually super versatile.
That's cool.
And Kai is bae, absolutely, Jeffrey.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Kai. Check out his project if you like low-tuned, heavy shit, fries and false chords. I do fries personally. They tend to be a little more difficult, I feel like, for a lot of people. To my knowledge, false chord is a little more of what you would naturally try to do when you're first learning.
Yeah, every time I try to do fry vocals, it's not a natural thing to do.
Yeah, it's weird.
Even though I do, you know, kind of naturally have that. Isn't it fry? You're kind of already naturally doing fry the way I talk. And stuff.
When your voice kind of goes.
Yeah, I already kind of naturally do that in my voice, but it's hard to sing that way.
It's weird. You have to sort of take that from down here and push it up to the top of your resonant chamber. Yeah.
Also, Pedro, you're saying I'm trying to learn English during this quarantine. I was just saying that's awesome. One thing I'll say though is English is really hard because it's like an amalgamation of other languages. It's got like German and French and other languages kind of built into it. But I would say if you want to learn a language, if you haven't yet, try out Duolingo. They're not a sponsor, but I've used the app before. They're pretty dope. So it's pretty interactive and it's pretty nice if you want to learn a language.
So I guess it'd be more appropriate to say, ¿Qué pasó, Pedro? You were expecting that, were you?
He was like, yes, I was.
Okay. I'm brown. I guess that was expected.
Stereotyping. Sorry, I'm an asshole.
I can only say like cheese and beer in Spanish, so.
Orale.
I learned a little bit because I was working at Walmart and I was working in the electronics department. We had a lot of Mexican, or maybe not all Mexicans, so I'm sure some were like Guatemalan and stuff, but we had a lot of customers that spoke Spanish. and I got tired of trying to call for other associates. So, but I only learned stuff that was like applicable to what I was doing at the time. You know, I didn't learn the whole language.
Yeah.
I wish I had kind of stuck with it though, because it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Spanish is very consistent. It's like all the vowel sounds are always the same. So
Nice.
That's some more
favorite
questions.
venue. What's your favorite venue?
It's a great question.
I'm gonna be a piece of shit for all these questions, guys, because I have different reasons why I have a couple answers. For me, honestly, favorite venue to play for sound is gonna have to be either Club Sur or maybe Real Art. They had some really good audio quality, and also, what's that one we just played? Plaid Pig. They were super sick too, really good quality. But I don't know, I'll never get over the Lavoyer shows, man.
Yeah.
They sound like shit, but it's crowded, it's sweaty, it's just heavy as
The
hell.
energy's there.
Oh yeah, dude. Even if you don't want it, it's there.
I love Lavoyer or like house shows usually. I love house shows.
yes.
Are the best.
Hit us up if you want us to play a house show and this quarantine thing dies down a little bit, because we'll come and destroy your living room.
I wonder if the cops are busting those down right now. You know,
Please
they
hit
start
us up.
playing a house show. The cops are like, "You guys got it."
Just gotta double time the songs and play before they get there.
So yeah, this is a gender bender. This is at 260 beats per minute, whatever. Or actually 360. That's right.
That's right up Alan's alley.
Hell yeah, dude. It's
Alan
like I've
likes
been waiting
260.
for this moment, dude.
If you're
Nice.
watching, Alan, slow down.
Jeff also said, or I don't know if it's Jeff or Jeffrey, sorry, but also favorite show. Ooh, another hard one, huh?
Shit.
Especially for you
man.
guys. You guys play with some sick bands. So.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll dovetail off your answer too, because
well, I already know your answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably your answer too. Maybe I could be wrong, but personally, it was Devastation on the Nation.
One of the sickest shows.
And that,
Sure.
and you know, Summer Slaughter, we played that, and that was a huge lineup.
Yeah.
Black Dahlia, Rings of Saturn, Oceano,
Faceless.
Angel Maker, Faceless,
Dying Fetus.
Dying Fetus. There were so many good bands there, but
We kind of got
Man.
boned.
yeah, we had a bad experience, and I don't know, just the amount of influential bands at Devastation on the Nation.
Oh yeah.
It was more for me because obviously Black Dahlia and Dying Fetus. Those honestly were probably the main two influential ones, whereas Devastation literally had like 8 bands there, and almost every single one of them were. And there was like 3 that I hadn't heard of,
Mhm.
but even then they were like they blew me away, and I was a fan. I still listen to some of them now.
Oh yeah. Psychroptic, Veil of
Veil of
Nath.
Venom Prison was really good.
Oh, dude, Venom
that
Prison
chick brought
was sick.
the energy. You want to talk about stage
Yeah.
presence? That was really good.
Her gutturals were super sick, and her energy was insane. She was all over the place.
All the tones on all those bands was just like superb. Or Aborted. Oh, dude, Aborted brought the energy and the
Sven is
technique.
Dude,
Yeah.
Sven is a sick vocalist.
Is that, oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I would not
I
even
really
try
like-
to pronounce his last name.
I like his vocals too. But
Is he
yeah,
Russian or like Ukrainian or something? His name's Svet.
I don't remember, honestly. I listened to a podcast recently with Vox and Hops with the vocalist of Cryptopsy, and he had him on there, but I've listened to too much shit lately. I'm oversaturated with information, so I don't know what's going on anymore.
I was into Archaic big time when that came out, so that was like, oh yeah,
Archaic.
Archaic.
What up,
sorry.
Jared?
What up, dude?
I
But
should've-
yeah,
I
big
should've worn a
time.
fucking band shirt. What's wrong
Danny,
with
you're
me?
not wearing a band shirt. You're not in the
I'll be right
podcast.
back.
Yeah.
But
I'm wearing that
yeah.
Archspire.
So was that, to answer their question, was Devastation, would you agree with me, or is there a different show that kind of was your favorite one?
I don't know. That was probably my favorite as far as like the whole package, you know, the whole experience. But there was a show, I don't remember, it must have been around Halloween time, and I don't know. No, I think we had Jonah at this point.
Yeah, I never played with you guys during Halloween.
Yeah, so we had Jonah because I remember he was dressed up and we played at Lavoyer, and
Perkins' birthday, I think.
it might have been.
I think it was this, with the one with the pictures of a bunch of us in it.
Well, no, this one was when everybody was wearing like costumes and shit.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember there was a guy that had like a Slash costume and he had a Guitar Hero controller.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
remember
oh shit, you're sick, you know? Jonah was wearing like a robe and shit, but
That's right.
dude, that was such a good crowd, and like everybody was just beating shit out of each other. But Perkins' birthday too, you know. For those of you that don't know, Jacob Perkins is now our bass player, so we've had a long history of being his friend, and now he's actually in the band, and he fucking rips, dude. He is
Oh,
so
yeah.
sick.
Shout out Perkins. If you ain't on this conversation, you should
He's
be.
at work.
Also,
Oh,
Perkins
yeah.
is like super cool dude.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
super mellow, easy to get along with, really intelligent.
I was talking a bit about the other day. I'm like, I've never heard a bad thing or seen him do anything rude to anyone ever. It's like the weirdest.
I'm pretty happy with all our bandmates, Sean and Alan and you. I think we got a good relationship. We're all kind of easy to work with. We communicate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously with anybody starting out, either just a fresh new band or adding members, there's always that kind of communication barrier that you have to feel out and figure out who works best with what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I like the stage we're at now.
Yeah, we're starting to make some good progress, and once we get some good recordings going, maybe get a music video, get some sick shit going, and prove to these people out here that we're a force to be reckoned with.
Gage Kane said, "Yo,
what up, Gage?
What up, dude?
You guys know Gage?
Dude, Gage is my boy. He actually tried out for bass with us. Super sick, dude. I love Gage.
Yeah, Gage is cool as fuck, man. Happy to have you join us, man. And hit us up with a question. I want to know how your bass playing is now. And I know you got a sick setup right when I met you, so I'm sure you've been breaking that in.
Tight. What do you have?
I don't remember the gear. It was just like
Something you got from
it was
his
a gnarly cab though.
All right, sick.
Yeah, it was like professional shit.
Gage can
nice.
skate too. For all you skaters out there, watch Motel on YouTube. That's a video that I was in, Gage was in.
Nice.
You never seen nose manuals like that, guys. Sick ass tech tricks.
You only see shit like that on Tony Skater.
Yeah,
or
Tony Hawk
Skater. Yeah.
Tony Skater.
Tony Skater. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. There we go.
Before I forget, I also wanted to add a Primordial show on there that I was in that I liked.
Yeah.
But you guys played a lot of cool shows, but the one that I really liked was Austin. Is it Townsend?
Austin Townsend's
Dude,
birthday.
His birthday
cool.
party was dope.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Because I remember that was like the first time we had like a huge. Remember we had like that huge crowd. And they were doing like a circle pit. There was like 100 people in the crowd, and I was like watching, like just I was like out of my body almost. Like watching. I was like, what the fuck is happening here, dude? This is dope.
Dude, and that venue was sick too. Because I don't know how long before that, maybe a year or two. But Dominic, the guy I mentioned earlier, he got married there.
Yeah, it's a wedding hall, pretty much.
So I went there to see my best friend get married, and then I played a death metal show there. So
didn't they have? That's right. It was his birthday, so they had food when we showed up, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, they did a nice like buffet type style.
That was before we were vegan, so we could actually eat there.
That was super cheap. Yeah.
I'm the only not vegan here, so if you have any meat jokes, throw them at me.
People in the comments are like, vegans always have to say they're vegan.
These
Keep
are
it to yourself. I'm not a hater, man. Like I do not. I always like want to just show people that if we don't agree on the same thing, whether it's eating or worshiping or whatever, you know what I mean? Like we're all still brothers and sisters and shit, and we've all been at some point where we like or don't like it, in our lives. So
absolutely,
there's no room for kind of judging like that.
Well, no, and like especially with music, like I said earlier, if you don't like Dying Fetus, fuck you. Well, let me tell you how many people started listening to Dying Fetus because of that.
Right?
When I started telling people, hey, check this out, oh, maybe you don't like this part, but you might like this, and just being a little more open-minded and progressive in your approach to bringing new things to people. Because people don't usually, some people do, but not everybody likes to just try something new out of nowhere. So you can't just throw them right into the mix.
I got another question. So, out of all the bands, all the metal bands right now, like which one would you say is kind of a template of where you want Primordial to be, and like, you know what I mean? Like, who do you really look up to and you like what they're doing right now?
Also, you could also cut and paste some bands together. Say like, I want this from this band and this
Okay,
from this band.
Say I'm gonna be a piece of shit again, and I'm gonna name a couple bands. Obviously, the Godfathers, the Black Dahlia Murder. Those guys work extremely hard.
Fuck yes, dude.
They are consistent.
They're consistent.
You cannot hear any song by them and not recognize it immediately. I'm a part of this page on Facebook called The Blasphemes.
Nice.
And it's like 10,000 strong of just diehard Black Dahlia fans.
Sick.
I didn't know you're that big of a Black Dahlia fan. They're like,
oh, dude, I love
they're
Black
like,
Dahlia.
they gotta be my top 3 bands. You know what I mean?
They're not necessarily a band that I listen to all the time, every day. But I don't know, just their work ethic and them as people. And I listen to a lot of podcasts and interviews with Trevor, and he is absolutely a phenomenal person.
So he has a podcast?
He doesn't have his own podcast, but he's been doing a lot of stuff since the virus hit and stuff like that. So you can catch him on all sorts of shows. But he's just the kind of guy. You feel like,
too.
Yeah, they're funny.
They got a good attitude. You're right. They joke a lot, and so I like that about them too. They make it very apparent that they're that way too.
Yeah,
they don't take stuff too seriously.
That's kind of how they got really notarized at first too. Is like they were a metal band that like wasn't afraid to smile in their pictures, you know, shit like that. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're all smiling in this picture mostly. Except for Alan.
Sean is definitely the one that was smiling constantly.
Ben looks like he's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Ben looks like there's a snake in my boot.
It's really hard to get a picture where all
your
5 of
expressions.
us are like
Yeah.
good, you know, picture of you. So
If you can get a high quality video, that's kind of where it's at, because then you know you get people smiling together.
I like the
Oh, yeah.
picture. We got one with us. We're all doing like hands in cowabunga style. We're all just cheesing out, which is great.
I like that's awesome picture.
Some of my best
One of my
ideas come as complete jokes, and then they end up being cool. Like the slipping in the dripping part of the gender bender.
Wow, you censored yourself.
Yes.
You censored yourself.
For any of the young viewers we have watching.
Oh, we said this to a mature audience, so
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
at least on Twitch and YouTube. So it's
In
not
that
it's not
case-
set to like 4 kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can say pussy on the podcast.
Oh, dude, what if my grandma's watching?
Oh shit! Sorry, Granny.
She's cool. Grandma's cool. She knows that.
Pedro is still on here slipping in the dripping panoche.
I'm gonna have to learn that whole song in Spanish. And go cover.
Dude, that'd be
Sick, dude.
hilarious. That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Sick. Well, to kind of cap off that question, though, I mean, Black Dahlia, they're super sick. I love their work ethic. But a band that I've really been into lately, as far as like the experience of watching them live, Spite. Spite is fucking sick. I
I'm
don't know.
unfamiliar with them.
Me either. You should write them down.
Now we're gonna have to review.
Dude,
Who's
And-
the other
and
one?
the other one.
George Lloyd, Spike.
All right.
Spite with a T. They're sick, dude. Darius, he's got some of the most unique vocals you've ever heard. He actually, I feel like his capital of his vocals is his mids. They're extremely voiced and like just aggressive. It sounds like you've just been beating a man down his entire life and he finally snapped every
Yeah.
time he records.
Dude, I
So-
love some solid mids.
Oh,
I
dude,
like
yeah.
them kind of sparingly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they're good.
Well, and he's got the super highs and the lows too. And you know, like Jeff just said, he's super unique. Like when I hear Darius, I know it's him. The band, you know, not to trash or anything, but the band isn't necessarily the most technical or crazy. It's just really heavy, pretty fast sometimes, pretty slow others, and then the vocals, dude. I aspire to be like that. But the thing is, when they play live, dude, holy shit! Like I watch a live video of them and I start sweating and feeling like I'm at a show. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
That's good.
They're absolutely wild. Check them out if you're into like, you know, I guess more deathcore kind of beat downy stuff. Super sick.
I know you're definitely into Waking the Cadaver, so you're talking about that kind of stage
shit,
performance up there on that level.
Waking the Cadaver is more of like what I would call like a bully band.
Okay.
They're like, oh, I love those guys. No disrespect, but they're like, I'm gonna talk to you about punching yourself in the face and stuff like that. And they're really like, you know, kind of a mean face band. They're so
Yeah.
sick. I fucking love Waking the Cadaver, dude.
Yeah, me too. They're pretty solid. They got a lot of energy. I noticed though on the
Yeah.
live videos. I've never seen them live, but the live
I've seen them
videos.
live in 2012 with Nick Baum.
Sick.
I don't know if it was with Dying Fetus or if there was a Dying Fetus show around that time. I think it was, but holy shit, Don Campen, not Campman. That's a common misconception. Don Campen, he is sick as fuck, dude. He's one of the only guys out there that does inhales and fucking does them justice.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't do them all the time, but like his real low gurgly stuff, that's inhales, and he fucking nails it, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
I love that. Type
that's
of
my
shit.
that's my band that I probably love more than any at this point. Altogether, at least.
Well, that answers one of my questions I had on there, so that works.
Waking the Cadaver, dude. Check it
I
out.
think me and Ben probably have very similar questions, I've noticed.
Yeah, I got another question for you. What are some of the goals on the PA checklist? Like let's just say 5 years. In the next 5 years, what would you like to check off the primordial?
I was gonna say, for you uninitiated people, PA means Primordial Atrocity in this instance.
Yes. Yeah. PA Primordial Atrocity.
Well, honestly, I've gone through and written this out. I've had a list, at least 10 different lists at certain points of short-term and long-term goals with this band. So are you asking what I would like or what I see realistically? Because they might be a little different, honestly.
Okay. I mean, both, really. Let's start with
Goals first?
Yeah, let's start with the
Yeah.
goals.
In 5 years, I want to have at least gone on a tour, maybe 2 tours. You know, I think it's very real. I mean, we've been a band for 5 years now as of this last January. And, you know, we've been through plenty of member changes and injuries and hiatus and all that. So, I don't know. I think tours, definitely. I want to have I think it would be realistic to have another couple full lengths out there. If not a full length and an EP, that's what we're working on next, an EP. So
I think you guys could do it within like 2 years, honestly.
Yeah.
If you put in the work, you
Exactly.
can definitely do it.
And I mean, this band is so motivated right now. I mean, motivated as far as the work, as far as the finances, everything. Like, Ben has been forking out cash since day one to make this happen. So shout out to Ben for not being scared to put a little money down on something that he believed in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was homeless and didn't have a job when I first met Ben, so
Me
wasn't-
too, man.
I wasn't really I was like, well, I don't have any money, but I'll scream.
Hey, that's all we needed right there, man.
I guess I wasn't
man.
homeless, but pretty close too.
Yeah, fuck, dude. But yeah, man, tours, albums. You know, the end goal for me, and I talked to Perkins a lot about this when he first joined the band, is like, I just want to see the world, you know? I want to go to different countries. I want to go see my boy Jarno in fucking Driel in the Netherlands. He says they don't have any venues there, but I told him I'd come play at his fucking house. And I don't know if his mom would like that, but, you know, I want to go places. I want to see the world. I want to meet new people. And basically, I want to create not a legacy in the sense of, you know, where you get on Google and type in my name and it pops up with all this crazy shit, but, you know, like, to where I can go tell my kids, you know, and my grandkids one day, oh, I went to Germany and played a show with this band and met these people and stayed at their house and, you know, had a beer with this guy or whatever. And for those of you that don't know me, I don't like beer, but if you're cool enough, I'll drink one with you.
Hey, nice. I actually had a question that was revolving that, but I'll give it to you after the rest of this goal thing. So
Yeah.
very interesting though. You said you want to see the world and you want to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it so much just traveling for your own experience, or would you also want to impression people with what we have to offer?
Absolutely. I mean, I could just save money, buy a plane ticket, and go see somewhere. Honestly, I'm terrified of getting a plane, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But
We can all relate.
music, I mean, since that day, that I
Because we all
spoke
love
of-
reactions, right? I think
Yeah.
all musicians love the reaction, the feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Because, you know, otherwise, yeah, I just sit at home and do my internet projects and get the reactions over a computer screen. But it's the face-to-face, you know, the connections and really, you know, like, I don't know. There's a lot to it, but I want to create something and meet new people and grow as a person. And I want to look back on my life when I'm older and say, you know, I did what I loved. I went
Nice.
full bore on something that meant a lot to me. Didn't make a lot of money. Didn't change the world per se, but it maybe changed one person's life. I'm happy.
Nice. So you might answer that question then, because my question was, you keep kind of dancing around my question. My question
Yeah.
was, what did you want to be remembered for musically? And you're kind of brushing around that right now already. It sounds like.
I don't want to be remembered as the best vocalist of all time, because I will never accept that I am, ever. I hardly accept that I'm better than, you know, half of the guys in my town, you know, because there's a lot of talented people and, you know, it's kind of, there's a lot of differences, you know, in what people can do, so it's hard to compare everybody, but I just want to be remembered as a great dude that everybody loved to be around and that everybody was dying to go see play a show because they knew that when I got off stage, I was going to kick it and I was going to be cool, you know, and just share my knowledge, my experiences, you know. I have met some famous musicians and I'm not going to be the guy to say, oh, I met so-and-so and they were a dick to me,
Right.
you know. Like, I met John Gallagher and he was putting his guitars away and me and Nick were just standing there like, oh, Mr. Gallagher, can I get a picture with you? You know, yeah, sure, you know. And you seem a little tired, but fuck, those guys are on tour, you know.
Yeah.
They're on month-long tours. They need a break, but
I
just
love when
wanna
people
fork it
keep it real and take the time out. Me and you were actually just talking about this. Not only do I like the bands that take the time to address their fans and interact with them, you should always be responsive, you know, without wasting your time. Obviously, there's people going to be trolling you and saying,
Yeah.
hey, dude, you know, what color do you like? You know, whatever, you know, and if that's the case, you can respond to them. If it's through a message, say, hey, dude, I don't really have time. It's green. You know, give me a better question. You know?
yeah.
But I think it's important to interact with your fans as much as possible, because I can tell you right now, I can think of 3 different people who I've reached out to, and I'm not impressed. As a fan who likes your music, you should be able to address them. I can't ever see us acting that way. And a lot of the bands that we look up to, I don't see that, like Black Dahlia and all of them. I feel like if we message them right now, they would reply to us. I could be wrong,
Yeah. But I've gotten replies back from musicians I never expected. I mean, I've talked to guys in Archaic. I've talked to Matt from Cryptopsy, you know, and Cryptopsy's been around since like the 80s, I think. And it's like they're big,
Super
you know,
cool.
but they're not too big, you know. No one in the world is too big for anybody else.
We're all humans.
You know, if you think that, then you're a piece of shit in my book. So
I think it's just disrespectful to disregard your fans, though. So note to all the musicians, whether it's rap, country, any type of music you're in, you should really make it a point to interact with your fans, because that's your audience.
Without your fans, what are you?
I guess the biggest thing to take away is don't get an ego. You know, you can be confident in yourself, but you still need to have some semblance of being humble.
Yeah, absolutely.
On that note, we do have some people that have said some stuff to us.
Let's do this. Yeah, let's address some people right now.
Jeff said, "I'll say there's a lot to admire about Jake. A lot of us locals are putting in tons of efforts into our projects, but Jake takes it to another level. He'll definitely be remembered as one of the nicest and most talented dudes around." Sorry, my reading is bad, but definitely, I agree, man. Dude, Jake is like super cool, but then he's also one of the best vocalists I know. Personally, and also just, even if I didn't know him personally, he's super good.
It's a good way to be, man. And see, you're already being remembered for those two things.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, man.
I can quit now. I got what I need.
You've made it.
No, I really appreciate it, though. And honestly, if I did quit tomorrow, I would feel good about myself because, you know, just you guys, and I've met other people at shows that, you know, say, hey, I was having a bad day, but coming out and seeing you guys was a great time and shit like that, you know, and like what Jeffrey said. I mean, honestly, I'm going to turn it around and say Jeffrey has some sick-ass vocals, and I'm jealous of his shit, so he's just buttering a biscuit right now.
Nice.
Jeff is super sick. Check out his band, Hacksaw Mutilation. He's in some other projects. But
I'll believe you, man. Compliment like that coming from you, so that kind of states where he's at vocally.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he posted a vocal cover one day of Whitechapel, Vicer Exciser. If that's how you say it, I don't know. But I seen that, and I was just like, damn, I thought this dude was a guitar player, but that just goes to show you, you know, not every person is, you know, one-dimensional with their music. I mean, I play drums and guitar, and I play bass too if I had one. But thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, that's really cool. Nice of you, Jeff. And I'd be interested to hear some of your vocals too. Check that out.
Also, Kyle Knowles, I think is how it's
yeah, my boy Kyle.
He said, "What's good, brother?"
Capital brother. What's up, Kyle? Man? I worked with him at NWCS. A super cool dude. He's a fellow father, and I know he likes Tech Nine and shit like that. So
there we go.
He's super dope. You know, he's reached out to me a few times, and I was kind of hurting and on stuff, and you know, just tried to cheer me up and shit. So good dude. Fucking love you, Kyle. We need to hang sometime, bro.
Sounds like a solid friend right there.
And
Kyle's a shit.
Awesome. Yeah. And then Gage responded talking about he got a new bass, apparently. He got a Spectre Legend 4 bass in Portland for really cheap. Said it sounds good. And he said he'll send us, maybe you guys, a picture.
Show us a pic.
And he said he's looking forward to hearing you guys' future material for, I'm assuming, Primordial. So.
Oh, sick, yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure you'll like it, Gage. It's fucking sick, man. Honestly, bro, I never would have pegged you for the kind of guy that would dig our kind of music, you know. I thought maybe at first you'd be like, oh, that's cool, you know, because we're friends. But, you know, we talked a little bit more. And yeah, that's what I get for judging.
I mean, if it's undeniable, it's undeniable, man.
Right? That's the funniest thing, too, when you meet somebody that doesn't listen to this kind of music and they're like, dude, I really like your band. And you're like, are you sure?
Yeah. That is true. It's always trippy.
What would you say to the people that are like, I can't understand his lyrics. I can't hear anything he's saying.
I don't understand it either.
I've always described it as like another instrument. So you have like a distorted guitar. You know, it's kind of the difference between a distorted guitar and an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
So you have distorted vocals versus clean vocals.
Yeah.
It's basically the same kind of concept. You're using it as a different instrument, basically.
Exactly. It's an element to the music, you know, like metal vocals especially, like when Chris Barnes and Cannibal Corpse started doing shit like that. Nobody was wondering. I mean, I'm sure there were some people who were curious, but the focus wasn't, oh, I wonder if he's sharing a good story with his lyrics. It was, holy shit, you hear how low he's growling? Like, that sounds so sick, you know, with the bleeding and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
that was so sick. And so it added to the atmosphere of the aggression, you know, like, what are you going to do with super aggressive, fast drums, guitar, bass, low tuned, and then pretty feathery singing? I mean, some bands do it, and that's cool, no disrespect, but you have to complement the music with your voice.
It's really hard to pull off.
Few can pull it off, yes. I was going to say that.
I mean, I've been singing longer than I've been screaming, so That's probably the only reason, but
It's a certain genre. Like Kill Switch Engage is one I can think of right off the top of my head. Great band. They're the ones that can pull that off.
Yeah, but even those bands, they usually have a mix. They're not just strictly clean or strictly distorted. So
that's a good band though, off the top of my head that I can think of that can pull that off.
They have bands that kind of sit in the middle. You know what I mean, like Disturbed or something, where he has like kind of like grit in his voice. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of bands like that too. But just name dropping one specifically, but
yeah,
he gets a little bit of a distortion in his voice.
Yeah, I mean, especially on Down with the Sickness, he actually kind of screams,
Yeah.
I can't do that still.
I feel like that's one of those sounds you just really have to commit to real hard.
That's weird to
I'm not gonna
close your throat like that.
Like a lot of stops. It's not really healthy for he must,
especially with the distortion. I imagine.
Yeah,
he probably did that a few times. Just like, I'm not gonna write that in every song.
He does it in a lot of songs though. Not that exact one, but he does that same technique in a lot of songs. So.
Yeah,
that's his niche.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, if any of you guys in the comments, probably Jeffrey mostly, because he seems to be pretty hot in the chat right now. If you have any vocal lines or anything you want me to spit out.
We do want to hear that. I want to hear it. These dudes want to hear it. I love them raw vocals like that.
But I'm not doing it until you ask.
Do you just hook them up with the baby horns?
Yeah.
Dude.
Sean and I realized that the smaller the horns, the more the metal. So.
Dude, that's so hard to get that
super metal,
right
dude. Lately I've been doing, that's almost like the gang sign. I don't want to throw that up. But.
So Jake,
yeah.
I know you had some things that you want to talk about. So it's been like, we've been doing this for almost an hour now, so I wonder maybe if you wanted to get on to what you had.
Yeah.
Just grind it on your ass for a little bit.
Yeah. Give you
honestly,
a chance to.
What do you want to? What did you want to talk about before?
To be honest, we've talked about quite a bit of the shit that I brought up or that I wrote down.
Start checking them off, man, and see where we're at.
We talked about my starting.
I see your first band, IFWAG. Tell us a little about IFWAG. What was your IFWAG experience, man? And what is IFWAG?
IFWAG is an acronym, if I'm using that correctly. It's an acronym, right?
Yeah.
For I'm Friends with a Ghost. That was a band that started in about January of 2012. I was in my senior year of high school. And I had a friend, Xander Eisenhower. He went by Xander Clark at the time. But I don't know. I wasn't really in the band or anything. And he said, I'm starting a metal band with some guys. And I wanted to name a song because our drummer at the time, Jake Orning, he worked at Burgerville. And a funny story, he got drunk and actually had a tattoo of Burgerville logo on his fucking arm.
I did not know that.
Super awesome, dude. But anyway, he was like, we're trying to make some death metal, and we want to make a song about Burgerville. And I said, what's on their menu, and maybe I can come up with something. He knew I was a vocalist and I was trying to learn and stuff, and so I came up with the title, I Hate Peppered Bacon.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I actually love peppered bacon.
I was about to say, how do you not like peppered bacon?
That's just one of their signature sandwiches, peppered bacon cheeseburger. So
I mean, I'm vegan and that sounds good.
I still like the taste of peppered bacon. I just don't eat it, So
yeah, that was kind of it. I came up with a song name. He thought it was sick, and then later on he was like, we need a vocalist. You want to try out? And I went over there to Jake Orning's house and I jammed with him, Xander. I think that was about it at the time. We didn't have a bass player or anything yet.
Nice.
And after I screamed, I remember because immediately after I was like kind of waiting, what's going on? This is my first band I've ever tried out for. Like, I don't even know if I'm that good at vocals yet,
Yeah.
Like,
You're kind of waiting for responses and stuff?
Yeah.
Feedback?
Nothing.
Really?
2 weeks went by and I'm just like, biting my fingernails, just like, oh God, did I blow it? And I wondered, and then I saw Xander at school one day, and I was just like, hey man, like, what's going on? Am I good? Or
what happened?
He was like, oh dude, yeah, we totally want you to Shout out to Xander for being so nonchalant. Like,
left you hanging, man.
That's just how he is, He's
like, I thought you knew.
The suspense on that was just fucking amplified.
Yeah. But then I went home and I was so excited. I was like, shit, I'm in a band, I'm fucking ready. And we were pretty generic deathcore, kind of a lot of breakdowns. It was kind of melodic at times. And one of the other guys that tried out for vocals, he did a lot more mids and stuff, and I think they wanted more of the lows and highs, and he ended up being our guitar player, our second guitar player. Shout out to Cameron Walden, my boy. Super cool dude. He's got good vocals and guitar and shit. But that was sick, dude. We were around for about a year, and we made a pretty good name for ourselves. Our first show was in a garage a one-car garage, and we had like 30, 40 people in there.
Oh,
It was
nice.
packed, and everybody was drunk and on drugs.
Those are the best.
And then our first show outside of the garage was at the Quesadilla Factory, and we had over 200 people
You
there.
played at the Quesadilla Factory?
Oh, we played there all the time.
I used
Dude.
to fucking love eating there, dude.
Dude, yeah, that was like our venue. That was the hometown spot. We played there almost every weekend at one point.
Nice.
And yeah, we played a battle of bands with a couple other bands. I remember Fallen Traders, and I think For My Existence was a Christian band at the time. But oh yeah, and When They Invade, they were super sick from Longview. But the show went really good. I mean, we were the hometown band. 3 of us were in high school still. The other bands were from other places, so it kind of wasn't fair. I mean, the show bookers kind of blew that one up, but
yeah.
you know, we brought like 200 people to the show. I remember my buddy Chad that works with us now did our pictures and shit. Shout out to Chad.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah, he was working at the Quesadilla Factory. I didn't even know him yet.
I was gonna say, I
And
didn't know
he
you
was-
lived that long.
He was at the door tallying, who are you here to see? Who are you here to see?
Does he remember? You
Oh, yeah.
Flag then?
That's how, when I first met him again at Northwest Cannabis a couple years ago, he goes, were you in a band called I'm Friends with the Ghost? I was like, yeah, dude, what's
That's
up?
so cool, man.
That was super cool, but... So yeah, that was a battle of the bands. We won. We won $500.
Sick.
And then
Sure
we
you're
also...
that young, too.
Yeah, well, we won that, and we won an opening spot for I Declare War. They came to the Centralia.
Did you play with I Declare War?
Yeah.
Holy
right
shit.
after they switched from John Huber to Jamie Hanks for their vocalist. I was a little bummed because I was a big John Huber fan.
Yeah.
I think he's super sick, but Jamie was also super sick, like crazy energy, and that was crazy, dude. I split my head open and bled out pretty hard at that show and kept going. So.
I remember you telling me about that show too.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a couple pictures.
I mean, shit, yeah, I Declare War there. It's pretty
Oh, yeah.
heavy.
That was
a lot of breakdowns, a lot of slams.
That was the first like bigger band that I ever saw, and I saw them at my hometown venue, and I played with them. So
Hell yeah.
I was.
I remember you were highly influenced by them when I first met you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was
Spoke
super
a lot of
into
I
it.
Declare War.
Super heavy.
Yeah, John's a cool dude. Actually, I know John from a few different experiences and shit.
Yeah, he's in a new band now with a buddy of mine, Sean, another Sean May. I worked with him at Northwest Cannabis as well. He plays guitar for their band called Bludgeoned, and their drummer, I believe, used to be with Enterprise Earth and maybe a couple other bands, but they're super sick, super like straight up slam. I mean, that's where John's voice belongs, honestly.
Yeah, I've heard some takes on that. It sounds really good. You know, it's classic John throwing down the
Yeah.
vocals. I
You
love
know?
that. He has energy too.
Oh yeah, his presence, you know, his fucking,
Yeah, I love that. The art arm.
he's so sick.
We're playing with. Well, we have a show set with them. Was it next month, the 19th or 20th? We don't know. That's probably going to be canceled. But
I'm not gonna be a spoiler, but I've heard may or may not be on that bill due to
Dave may not
everything.
be on it.
Because some health issues with some family members that they don't want to be exposing anybody to anything. So totally
enough.
understand that. Yeah,
Well,
bums me out because I want to play with them. But
yeah.
you know.
If Bludgeon, you ever see this episode, we want to play with you, man. That's
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to sharing that experience and kind of catching up with the dudes and stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely.
bummed out about that. This whole fucking pandemic has really just killed every musician's spirit, you know. And
That's a whole other podcast.
That is a whole other podcast.
We
man.
can talk about that topic for
So
Yeah.
hopefully, we
30
can,
minutes at least.
Yeah,
hopefully we can punch through this and get back to shows, man. Because I know people are itching for them.
Yeah.
We are.
Oh God, I know. I'm about ready to say fuck it. Let's go play a house show somewhere and hope we don't get shut
Hey,
down.
if someone offered right now,
I mean, I have a buddy, my boy Twan.
Twan.
That's not his actual name. I know it, but I won't say it.
I've seen his comments somewhere on
Yeah.
Instagram, maybe. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, he's always hitting me up and we're talking about
Twan.
skating and shit. But he was saying something about doing a house show at his place, and I said, dude, I'm in like 5 bands. I can make that happen with all my bands.
Yeah, Twan, let's make it happen. Don't fuck around like that, dude.
Right? Don't play with my
We'll
feelings.
show up with like 50 people or more.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think
Nice.
Jeffrey.
I was saying, well, Milo John.
Yeah, Ben's bro.
That's my bro. That's your
Haven't met
uncle.
yet.
Yeah, my uncle said you guys are awesome, so just thanks for the love, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much appreciated, man. We appreciate that support, dude.
But then Jeffrey said he wanted some Primordial Atrocity vocals.
Ooh.
What do we? Next time we have Snakes on, we're gonna be. We're trying to get a playthrough going, but
I think we need to get an interface and some mics for like the amp and
That's what I
stuff.
was saying.
so we'll
yeah.
figure that out so we don't sound like complete shit. It was really the guitar that was kind of sounding
Underwater.
Pretty underwater. It's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So but other than that, we can definitely hear some of your shit.
Yeah, I mean, what should I do?
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite line?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
Or your favorite section of a song?
I mean, I love the beginning of Autophagy. I love,
Dude, me too.
the gender bender breakdown. Not the slam, but the breakdown part. I'll do that one real quick.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't clip the shit out of this microphone right now.
I think you're fine.
Over some lo-fi, you ready for this?
Over the lo-fi.
Yeah, let's go back just in case.
No, wait, don't do it.
There we go. Bam! That'll help a little bit.
Let's see. How does it go? Oh god, it's so weird to jump into a song that I'm used to starting from the beginning every time.
Yeah.
It's just real simple. It's "Oh, the pleasure of sleeping with a postmortem being,"
Okay.
Oh yeah, those are great lyrics actually.
and it goes like this.
The pleasure of sleeping with the postmortem being.
I think I said mortal, but I meant mortem, so, whatever, close enough.
That's
Same
I love that
meaning.
part.
Dude,
That part's just slammy as fuck, yeah. Chin, 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 chin. And now that we've got Alan in, what we've done with that section is even better, how it just kicks up tempo after that.
oh yeah. Or no, that's an Autophagy.
Oh, I thought that's
Remember
right.
it's a dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different breakdown, that's right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Dude, yes, Alan.
Alan brought the heat on that, and great idea.
Thanks, Jeff.
Moosh96. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Said hello. I don't know if you're. It doesn't matter what your gender is, whatever. But what's the assistance? I require your assistance, they said.
What can I do for you?
Yeah.
How may we be of assistance?
Should I seek to sell my liquid assets in favor of more solvent assets to secure my financial position? This is like a question for Ben. We both like, hand it over to Ben.
Let me read this.
Hey, can we move this camera?
Yeah, let's bring that back over here.
I don't know shit about money.
I mean, business and finance is like maybe a different episode, but I might be able to help. Given the current financial, climate, should I seek to sell my liquid assets in favor of more solvent assets to secure my financial position? The only way I would ever sell the assets is if they're not producing you cash flow. If it's just capital gains that we're talking about, then yes, it might make sense to get rid of that shit. Because right now what you're looking for is cash flow, whether it's real estate or some kind of clothing line, anything that's producing constant cash flow. That's really key. That's what I aim to do, and that's what I aim to put anything that I'm putting money into. Grant Cardone talks a lot about, he doesn't buy anything that doesn't give him money back in 30 days. So maybe that's a great template to kind of base that answer off of. So hopefully that helps.
There you have it. Money Talk with Ben John.
Honestly, we should probably do some more things where we talk about business because you've learned quite a bit over the last few years.
And I'm still learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I follow a lot of social media mentors, so, and I spoke of one of them our last episode, Stefan Arnio.
Yeah, right.
Passed away, so.
Yeah, the one with the book.
Yeah, and we'll review that book.
We need to start reading that soon.
So yeah, it's a great question though, and in the middle of all this metal talk and
yeah, it's nice
Right
to bring
on,
it up
Lush.
for a second,
Yeah, and to tie it into metal or band merch. That's a great point in case is what I'm talking about is merchandise is cash flow.
Yeah.
Putting out product for something that's going to always be residually coming in. That's where we're talking about how Black Dahlia has been consistent as far as music and constantly putting out
Oh, dude. They have
merch.
so many variations of all of their merch. It's crazy.
They treat their band like a business, as they should.
Probably better than most businesses do.
I agree. Yeah, I appreciate that too.
Yeah.
I mean, they understand that they got to get some kind of cash flow to keep this going, In order to provide great customer service in anything, if it's music, you have to be hitting some profit margins at some level.
Yeah.
Or it's not worth it.
Absolutely.
And the morale starts diminishing, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, what is
definitely.
this for?
Unless you are like all financially secure outside of the band and it's just a passion project, then you're fine. But
Right.
And some bands are fortunate in that regard, I think,
Yeah.
But I would say probably not many.
Yeah, the majority of bands are. That's
Just
not the
getting
case.
5 grown men that are completely financially secure, and
That are also have enough time to play in a band.
yeah, it's pretty tough. So I'm happy we can make that happen too.
Yeah, we're blessed to live where we do, and have the people that are bringing forth the effort and the energy to make things happen. So
Heck yeah. What else can we chip away? You know, we talked about IFWAG. Oh, and by the way, when I first met you, that's kind of, I was introduced to IFWAG, you know, because I never heard of it. You talked a lot about IFWAG because you just kind of
that was my only experience.
That was the band that kind of dissolved right before I met you.
Actually, it was a good couple of years before that.
Oh, okay.
But I was
it was still very present in your mind.
Yeah. That to me was like, you know, it was sort of like my baby that never saw fruition because we were just a bunch of young guys that just wanted to play and didn't want to put the business part into it, you know. And that's why we eventually dissolved. But, you know, I love those guys and I had great times with that music. It really was my introduction into showing me what the life is like. But
yeah, it sounds like it was a great experience for you.
It was. It was a picture perfect high school band. I mean, you know, going to school and saying, yo, come to my show this weekend. Like, it's going to be crazy. There's people drinking beer and eating quesadillas, you know?
Yeah, when I first met you, my experience with you, you know, it was funny because there was a time when I was, you know, that was back when me and Danny kind of, I don't know what you were doing, but we weren't, there was a time where me and you were going hard at writing songs. Yeah. And then I don't know what you were doing, but you weren't present in my life very much at that time, and I was still going.
Yeah, I had started working and doing other stuff, so.
Yeah, and I was really wanting to just get that camaraderie and get in a band, especially having tasted that with you. Mm-hmm. And that's how I met Jake. I constantly put out ads on Craigslist, put out ads on Facebook.
That's right, I forgot. You put. I remember you telling me
that's a good story.
I put an ad out, and Colt was the other original guitarist.
Colt Maxwell.
That's how, what's up, Colt? Reached out to me and said, hey, dude, are you interested? And then when I met Colt, he was like, yeah, dude, there's these other two dudes that want to be in a band too. So Colt actually was responsible for the networking to bring us together.
Really, honestly. And yeah, I mean, I was living with Jake, my former drummer at that time, and I remember I got hit up by a buddy of mine. I believe it was Caleb. It might have been John Guy, but I think Caleb hit me up and said, hey, I talked to this guy named Colt who just moved here from like Mississippi or something like that, and he wants to start a band. And he talked about metal, so I told him to message you.
Nice.
So, Caleb, you're the man. Love you.
Yeah, thanks, Caleb. Dude, I don't know if I've met Caleb.
Oh yeah, you have. Blame Hoffman, Caleb.
Wisdom.
Yeah, Caleb. Wisdom,
okay.
But
what up, dude?
I don't know what his actual
bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bar.
That's really solid. I didn't know even that backstory. That Caleb was involved with that.
He hit me up.
That's really solid, dude.
I hit up Colt. Colt said, yeah, I met a guy on Craigslist, and my first thought was, oh god, this guy gonna be a weirdo.
The thing about Craigslist is, it's you either have a great experience or you have a bad experience. It's really no middle ground.
I still was doubtful when I met you, Ben.
I'll take that.
I was very judgmental, and you showed up wearing like cargo pants and Romeos, and I was like, who is this joker? Like, no way, dude. He's about to play some freaking like, you know, Metallica or something.
Then you heard him actually play.
Then he busts out this freaking Mick Thompson Ibanez, and he's just like, you know, jin. I'm like, all right, that's pretty sick. I'll roll with that. Hell yeah.
I'm glad you had the same response to me, because I also heard your vocals, and like you did. No. I remember you did an Infinite Annihilator cover.
Oh yeah.
And like it just blew me away. I was like, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Like, oh shit.
I was like, yeah, he's in. We're doing this. We're doing this now.
Dude, but yeah, to say what you're saying, because I remember we didn't jam for a couple of years, which has been way longer than a couple of years now. But
yeah.
But I remember, we got back together and I was hanging out with you, and you're like, yeah, dude, I found these guys, man, they're pretty cool, man, I started a band. I'm like, how'd you meet them? You're like, on Craigslist. I was like, what?
Like, dude, they're probably gonna rape you or something.
He's like, they already had.
And you know, we've went through changes, and some members didn't work out, and that's, you know, neither here nor there, and I don't have any disrespect to any previous members or anything of that nature.
Without those members, we wouldn't be where we are.
I was just going to say that. Exactly. All the things we've went through is part of the primordial history and where we're at now.
Yeah. That's one thing, too. I will never be one of those guys who's like, oh, yeah, you know, we started with this and that, and just forget about everybody that played a part, you know, like even Colt and Jake, even though they were only around for a month or two in the beginning, like you said, without them, that wouldn't be part of what we have now, things would be completely different. So once you're a part of the band, you're always a part of the band in a sense, you know.
Yeah, good experiences, bad experiences in general.
Exactly.
It should never. It should always be acknowledged.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. So I'm real appreciative.
Sorry.
No,
yeah, what's up, dude?
I noticed you had that written on here, meeting Ben and Danny.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
nice.
pretty cool. I don't remember exactly.
And then Danny got in.
I do.
You remember exactly me showing up? You got that story?
To my apartment.
Yeah.
So me and you did a lot of that too. Me and you spent a lot of time in your apartment, just me riffing it, and you putting in a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you were the first person I ever worked with. I mean, I was only in one other band, but jammed with or anything that was like very responsive to my ideas.
Yes.
And I started feeling like, whoa, maybe I do have some good ideas.
No, absolutely, man. Especially because you play guitar as well, so that helped, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, you had great ideas, and I was able to implement them and you know, take your advice, and it was just fun. And we made a lot of progress doing that back in the day.
Quick.
I mean, you would just do the raw vocals to me playing, and we just made a lot of quick progress that way.
That's the best way to write. It's crazy you guys would do that now.
Yeah, I mean, things change, you know. I'm a dad now. You're a dad. You have been for a while. You got your own business now, and our drummer lives in Tacoma, and you know. But
life definitely changes over time, right?
Yeah, but I do remember specifically meeting you. I mean, it might not have been the first day, but I lived in that apartment. Ben was like, this was after we had separated with Colt.
No, Colt was still in the band.
Oh,
Colt was still in the band, dude.
Because you guys are like, are we gonna do 3 guitars?
3 guitars, all playing the melody, no harmonies.
We're all playing the same fucking riff. Dude.
That was, I won't lie, that kind of got under my skin for a bit. I was like, whoa, we have like 18 strings and they're all playing the same stuff.
Dude, we had a solid rhythm section, okay? Quit hating.
Dude, it was very structured.
Very layered.
But yeah, I remember he's like, oh, you know, my nephew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my nephew plays guitar, and, you know, he's kind of got more of a lead style, and that was perfect because, you know, like Colt had some lead stuff, but there was more of a rhythmic feel to both him and Danny, in my opinion, so... Having Danny, or I say
me and Colt.
Yeah, Ben and Colt. But having Danny was like, you know, you could do some sweeps and shit like that, and knew about harmonies and all that. So, yeah, you came over to our apartment and started jamming the Gender Bender, and it was just like, whoa, I got 3 guitars blasting in my living room right now.
That was fun.
That was fun, dude. Those are good times.
What was your first impression of like me and Ben? Because I know that back then we used to have a really solid like type playing style. It was like
I noticed that right off the bat. I could tell that, you know, beyond the fact that you guys were related, that you guys had been playing guitar together for a long time.
Yeah.
And it made sense when Ben's like, yeah, you know, Danny kind of showed me a lot of stuff that I know, you know, that I know now, and we've been playing together for a long time. And I could tell because there was like, even if there was something off, it wasn't you guys being off, it was you guys and Colt being off, you know. And that's, you know, that happens when you're
that's just, yeah, exactly. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier. We're trying to find who you're working with new and trying to see who works best with what.
Match up.
Exactly.
So you guys were super in key with each other. So, but when I first saw you and you had all your long hair and you were smoking like a rolly cigarette and sweatpants and your t-shirt, like no logos.
Dude, I was so scrubby back then.
Dude, my first thought though was like, this guy shreds. It was the opposite of Ben. I saw him and I was like, who is this hillbilly? You know? He had short hair back then too, real short.
Yeah, I was rocking the bald head.
Danny had long hair and I was like, well, he can definitely windmill. He plays leads. Like, wearing sweatpants. This guy's got to be serious.
That's funny as fuck.
I mean, I
I'm
wasn't
not bald anymore, by the way, guys.
No, I'm the shortest haired guy in the band.
There we go.
I'm the vocalist. I'm kind of messed up for that.
I feel like we all got a good look going on now. Danny's great with that look. I can't imagine me without long hair right now.
Yeah.
And what you got going on is perfect too.
That's just what I rock. I'm never going to be a long haired
He's had the same hairdo for his entire life.
Yeah. The longest it's been made me look like a freaking wild mushroom growing out in the woods on back.
I do remember you did grow your hair out a little bit actually in the early days of Primordial.
Yeah. And it moved when I headbanged, but it's like I have really thick, heavy hair, so no way, dude. Not down.
Dude, so I remember we had an idea of kind of reviewing some songs and bands, but we kind of reeled back and went retreat on that because we didn't want this podcast to get pulled for copyright infringement.
Right. That's not our intentions.
No, but there was one band that we were going to review because we got some and I guess
Some permissions.
Direct permission, yes.
Direct permission, and I know this band was highly influential to you. I didn't know about this band until I met you, and then since then those dudes have been really influential. So yeah, tell us about this band, and maybe if you want, we can even play a song. You guys let me know how you feel about
I
that.
feel like cool playing a song. We'll sit here and react to it or whatever.
Yeah.
It might be a review for you or whatever, but
Yeah.
whatever.
So the band is Abiotic. I love the band name. One word, simple. There's probably some other bands with that name out there. I haven't come across them.
That's
but
a cool band name.
I think it's very perfect for their style. I would say they're technical death metal. From what I looked up, it said technical this and that. A million other things. So they're death metal. They're super sick though. I was given permission by their guitarist John Matos. He's super sick. He's got his own podcast called The Big Shred. Check it out.
What up, John?
Yeah, if you're watching John,
Oh, it's the same guy from
you're
the.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was just checking out the Big Shred. Yeah,
Right,
this guy's doing some big stuff right now.
big stuff. I mean, he's got his podcast.
He's got the guy from the Faceless on there right now.
He's got Michael Keane. He was
Right
there
now.
Right now.
It might be
They're
over
doing
now,
the same.
but-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. If you have a
Yeah.
2-hour episode,
Well, he's over in Massachusetts, so.
Oh, that's right.
That makes sense why
Yeah.
it is definitely over by now then.
Okay.
Yeah. So I talked to John, and he's a perfect example of a band that has been on Metal Blade. They're on the Artisan era now, but they've got a lot of success under their belt, and we can message them at any moment and get a response. You know what I mean? I've spoken to multiple members, and they're super cool. Like
Going back to what we were saying, bands that respond to fans, Abiotic. They're one of those bands that set a great example for that.
be like Abiotic, yes.
Be like Abiotic.
They're super serious. They shred. They've been around since 2010. They came out of Miami, Florida. They got a heavy metal scene down there. I know it's a lot of old, retired folks, but there's also a lot of sick death metal coming out of there. Some of the early sick shit came from there. Like, I believe Death and a few other bands were from that area. They've had a couple EPs, or I guess they've had one EP and 2 full-length albums. And recently, the song that we're going to play is called Emerald, and it was released in 2019 as a single.
Single track, yeah.
Yep, they do have a video for it now, and they have a drum playthrough. But
Nice.
I don't know, for Abiotic, things really changed, because they've gone through some member changes as well. But in 2018, they picked up their bass player Killian and their drummer Anthony. Dude, Killian is a
Killian.
sick bassist.
You're killing it, Killian.
Killing it. Like,
Shit.
damn, dude, that guy is sick. He posts all sorts of covers all the time.
I love his content.
Yeah,
Super skilled.
He seems like the kind of guy too that's like super mellow and just picks up his bass and so they're a super sick addition to the band. They brought a lot of shit to the table that a lot of bands don't have. But the song Emerald is different. When you think death metal, you think violence, hatred, like anti-religion, stuff like that. But this song is actually very personal. It's about one of their good friends' wife passing away and her final day and like what it meant to her loved ones.
Damn.
It's super deep.
heavy.
Honestly, I have listened to it a few times and it brought tears to my eyes. I'm not sitting here pouring, but like you feel it. You really feel it, because it's not oh, I smashed a face. It's more like talking about the realities and I hate to use the word because it's part of our band name, but the atrocities of life. There
It's
are
a song with substance.
It is, and that's very unique. The only other one I know like this was written by Waking the Cadaver's vocalist side project, Hate Diplomacy. He wrote one sort of like that about somebody suffering with a physical ailment that was very, very bad. And, it's crazy. But one thing I did want to say, they have their stuff for sale on Bandcamp. That single, you can buy it. I don't remember how much, but 25% of the proceeds will go to the female that passed away, her son, 10-year-old, and it goes towards his education.
Wow.
So that's
amazing.
a super
very
big
solid.
thing. Most people don't think of death metal bands as contributing to the community at all or anybody, but
It's a thing, man.
It is.
A thing.
It is a
It's
thing.
very selfless of them to do that as well, and I really appreciate that.
right? Like, this kid just lost his mother. I can't imagine that. That's beyond what I could imagine. So, shout out to Abiotic for being great dudes. Shout out to them for being sick-ass musicians.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I also did want to say, too, on a lighter note, we actually housed Abiotic back in 2015.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, 2016
They,
maybe, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they came through.
House them like a foster family.
Well, they got on Facebook and they were like, "Oh, we're coming through the West Coast on a tour. Between these days and these days, we'll be in Seattle and Portland. Who's got a place to stay?" And I don't even know if I ever told you this, but I was kind of a butthole, and I messaged them, "Yo, I live here," before I even really talked to you about
No,
it.
yeah, I remember you told me. Yeah, you kind of just said, "Hey, Abiotic's coming. Is that cool, right?" And
Yeah.
of course,
I felt like a kid that was like, asked my friend Tim to come over and got permission from his parents before I asked mine.
yeah.
But, like,
Well, probably because I was, starting a massive grow operation in that time. So
No.
I don't do it now, but
No.
I don't really care. It's water under the bridge now, but that's
Exactly.
half the reason why you were kind of feeling that way, maybe.
we were trying to be careful for sure, but I knew it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I knew you'd get down on it, and so
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Abiotic came through. They stayed with us for a whole day, a night, and then part of the next day before they went to Portland. And it was perfect
They
because
kept it real the whole time.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, we just listened to music. This is back in 2000. It was 2015 because recreational cannabis just became legal in Washington.
Yeah.
And so they were like, I remember we got in the van after buying, I spent all the money I had on burgers and stuff like that. And they were like, "Hey, I think it was John exactly." He goes, "So cannabis is like legal here in Washington, right? Like, do you need a green card or whatever?" They're like, "No, dude, let's go to the store right now." Dude, opening the doors and letting those fucking guys go in there, they were just like,
Nice.
to the counters, like, "Oh my god, like, check this out." Like, I remember we all bought a bunch of weed and we went back to your house and we sat in your little spare bedroom. I remember sitting there with Matt and just like blazing out. And I'm just sitting there like a little girl. Like,
I remember
giddy.
that. That was back when I smoked blunts 24/7.
Yeah.
I remember rolling a blunt and John was like, "Holy shit, you just did that like really fast."
Yeah, dude. Ben's a master blunt roller. I bet he could still do it if he still smoked.
I probably could if I still smoked, but yeah, that was definitely my bread and butter back then.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
never forget that though. They were like, "Dude, this is awesome." Just chiefing in the back room there.
Yeah, dude, with a band that, at that time they were on Metal Blade, and, whether or not your opinion is great on labels like Metal Blade is a big force in the record label.
Oh yeah,
world, so.
that's like the first one I can think of, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. I was just so blown away, and, getting to meet Travis, and unfortunately I don't remember the drummer and the bass player at the time's names.
I don't remember their name, but I remember their face.
Yeah.
And their playing.
I remember I went to bed that night, and like I made sure they all had blankets and pillows. I was trying to get good notes. And then when
Read the bedtime story.
yeah, gave them a glass of warm milk, and but I remember I went to bed and I didn't have a blanket. I was just like, fuck it, I don't even care. I'm so happy, like I can sleep in the fucking cold right now. And I woke up and I had a blanket on me.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck?
How'd that happen?
And I don't remember who told me. It might have been John or Matt, but they were like, "Oh, our drummer covered you up because you said you didn't have a blanket." And I was like, dude.
Selfless yet again. That's just those dudes, man.
They always say, when they get big, they're like, treat us like normal people. We're normal, and you totally are. But come on, dude. When you're a young musician trying to get out there, and you're a local musician, and a band that you've been listening to for years and looking up to puts a fucking blanket on you, like, come on, bro.
That's super solid, man.
I was stoked,
No, those dudes are awesome. That was a great experience.
Yeah.
Man. Love those guys. Love you, dudes. If you're watching, if any of you
Straight
catch
up,
this,
dude.
man.
I'm gonna send it to you. So.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, so
check it out.
They have a playthrough video. Too.
I didn't know if we
It's
wanted to
live.
watch. The video's gonna be behind you on
Let's
this.
Yeah,
just
true.
hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could play the
So-
video on the podcast
Yeah.
too, but I mean,
So here is Emerald by Abiotic. They're single, and they are writing a new album. So stay tuned.
let's see what the volume is.
I have heard it. It's been a while, or since they put it out. That's tremolo.
Oh yeah,
Dude, John's tremolo,
yeah.
cherry. That's one of my favorite things about it. I love stuff like that right there.
And that's all real shit from the guy whose wife was passing away.
I like it even more.
Yeah, real.
It's like a weird time signature, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're very technical.
Just waiting for them leads, dude. John and his leads, man.
Oh yeah.
super good.
His guitar tone,
I can't remember if there's. He always has nice lead, top notch in every song. Seems like.
Melody choices, dude.
Very nice.
The worst part of all of that was when Jacqueline came down to the ER. Right then and there, I knew she was gone. I screamed at the top of my voice. And I made noises I've never heard myself make before.
It's heavy.
This part really captures that feeling that he just described.
Yeah.
Just like going out of your mind, you know? Extreme pain and loss.
I like those dissonant notes.
Yeah.
Gravity blast.
Yeah.
His vocals are very clear too. You hear what he's saying compared to most vocals.
Yeah, I really like Travis's vocals.
Some crazy double bass now.
That's like gravity.
Was that not the bass, but the snare?
I think so.
Okay.
Along with the bass.
Oh, okay.
I ripped through my shirt and hoodie I was wearing at the time. In one motion. The most grief and hurt I've ever felt in my life.
There it is.
That's
the
it.
headbanger on.
It throws you off.
Switch the timing signature. Oh, you did. Oh, I see what they're doing there. Okay. Come on now.
They're cutting though like one measure short.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of these type of beats.
Yeah.
It's not a blast, it's just a steady double bass.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just really love groove metal.
I like that he doesn't rely so much on having the highest highs, lowest lows, but just be clear, you know, articulating.
It's more important to sound good.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the vocals. I wasn't paying attention to them until you mentioned them, honestly. There's so much going on instrumentally.
Yeah.
And yet our goal getting worse. When I was given her CPR, all online with the 911 operator, she was put on the gurney with machines.
It's heavy.
Trying to pump her heart back to the start.
Yeah, there's a huge narrative going on there.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people can relate to, unfortunately.
Yeah, very good song though, man. The instrument, like all their songs, they're,
Oh, yeah.
they're just
I mean-
the structure is nice, and you're right, the tremolo.
Yeah.
That's one of the John's, in my opinion, the two best things I like about his playing is leads. He's got very tasteful leads, and his tremolo riffs are really catchy, and they're just like fucking ear candy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the melodic
What
structure.
I
of
like
the
about
tremolo.
his tremolo in there is it wasn't just a tremolo riff, it was like a tremolo spurt in the middle of a riff.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really easy to overplay just doing a tremolo riff. Just doing 16 notes or whatever, 16 note triplets all the way down. Or
Yeah.
like 4 measures or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was super cool, it was tasteful. And then also it has a very like ambient kind of spacey melody.
Like
Leads
a
over the top of it.
keyboard shit in the background. I think it was. It could have been something else, but
Yeah, that too, but also just the guitar melody
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the top of it has a very spacey kind of feel to it, which I enjoy. So
Yeah, they had some effects going on. There was really nice touches, and then at the end there, the keys.
yeah,
That was really cool. Just all around good mix.
absolutely outstanding. That is a superb song, and I know I just seen a post the other day, something about drum tracking, so I believe they already have it written, the album. They're just in the process of recording right now, so
Cool.
can't fucking wait to hear that shit.
Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, Abiotic, like I said, I didn't know about them until you introduced the band to me. I heard you talk about them a couple times before they actually came to our house,
Yeah.
and then I really liked them after that. And
Yeah.
it's too bad because I don't know if we were set to play a show maybe with them we were going to go see them, and we didn't, we couldn't, or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was too bad. I still have yet to see Abiotic
I saw them.
live. Oh, lucky.
That's how I found out about them. They were
Okay.
actually on tour. It might have been the Waking the Cadaver or Dying Fetus show, one of the two maybe. But they had Dickie Allen, the current vocalist of Infinite Annihilator.
Okay.
He was their touring vocalist at the time, and wow.
Nice.
That was fucking sick. I mean, I love Travis and all, but like Dickie is one that I've been following for a long time, and he makes some really crazy noises. So
who was on Symbiosis for vocals? Do you know? The guy with the really high highs.
That I don't know his name. Honestly, I didn't do enough research, but Travis came in on Casuistry, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Casuistry. That was the first album I bought. I have that album, and that was the first one I bought. And I'm an old school CD buyer, so I bought that CD. I really enjoyed that. The fucking leads on that, and then just the song structure.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite song on there is "Cast Into the Depths," because it has a very catchy tremolo riff in it, so catchy, and then the leads are just tasteful. The way the whole album is structured kind of goes into song to song very nicely too.
Yeah, absolutely. Great dudes, great musicians, and they're doing something good for a loved one, so
Heck yeah.
who doesn't want to support that?
So yeah, check them out, Abiotic. We talked about them for like half an hour.
Yeah.
Super solid dudes. And much love to John. He's a super homie, man, and thanks for letting us drop your name here and plug your band as well too. So.
And I already made it clear that if there's any issues, legal issues or whatever, I take full responsibility because it was my idea.
That's not
It shouldn't be, but
It's not the end of the world either.
right. I mean, we just wanted to promote and share a little bit of what we like, and I think Abiotic was choice for this section of us to talk about.
Nice.
Especially specifically for this episode.
By the way, there's a song on Casuistry called "Absence of Purity." Travis's vocals are so low and gurgly. It's like, I don't know if I only heard it on that one song that was really distinct, but I was like, whoa, I don't know what's going on there, but
Sometimes,
I can't. I mean, it's so fucking low and gurgly. I was like, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, there's just times I guess where they can pull out shit like that, or never know. There might be some sort of like effects or something, but generally, I think it's kind of they don't want to do that most of the time. I don't want to do that with my own vocals.
Yeah.
Not to shame anybody that does, but
it was a very small part, but it was nice.
yeah.
As far as other bands, so we plugged Abiotic. Let's talk about some local bands that we want to plug.
Yeah.
Bands that we've played with that are phenomenal, and bands that maybe we haven't played with but want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you have kind of a mental note or a list of some bands that you wanted to talk about.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the first one that comes to my mind, and will probably always be the first one that comes to my mind, Countless the Dead. I fucking love that band. Ben was in the band for a couple years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Countless the Dead, man.
And shout out to Zach Page, my boy on vocals there.
Oh yeah.
Zach is a sick vocalist, and he actually inspired me a lot for live performance and energy because, I was doing stuff before, but he goes hard even in practice, you know what I mean?
Dude,
Dude,
Zach,
fucking
I love
brings
Paige,
it,
man.
Dude, yeah.
Paige is my boy, dude. I love that dude.
He's super sick, and
He brings the energy.
yeah, and I strive to be like that, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I remember the first time we seen him. It was super cool, man. We're just like watching him, and the dude just fucking runs out into the crowd and starts moshing.
That was at the Track House.
Was it Track House?
Yeah. Wait.
I don't think we seen him at Track House,
Was
did
it?
we? I know.
Maybe. I can't remember now. I thought it was the Track House.
I'm thinking Lavoyer, but I mean, it could have been Track House.
Anthropocene was there.
Yeah.
There's a
Dude, we were drinking so hard that night. I can
Pragmatic Chaos
barely,
was there.
Yeah, I can barely remember that night.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is.
I remember that night very well.
I remember
we were
Bugs
going
Band was
hard.
there,
That was
so-
when Cody was moshing so hard. I remember he got hit and like went sideways, and when he hit the ground, it was like, "Food." That was a big boy that hit the ground, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So he just hopped back up and was having more fun.
Yeah, I mean, he's a trooper.
Love them house shows,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, house shows are sick as fuck.
But yeah, CTD, Countless of Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I miss being in that band. Unfortunately, I had to drop out because of just too much going on, business and parenting and this band and podcast now, and so just wasn't realistic to stay in that band. That pained me to leave that band. I mean, life is full of tough choices, and that was definitely a tough choice for me.
Yeah.
Love all the dudes. Jesse, love you. Still got love for Jonah, man. I think he might be sour about recent experiences, but hopefully we can push past that because I still love the dude.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
we shared a lot of experience with him and stage experience with him as well.
Oh yeah, I'll always love all those dudes. I mean, they got a new guitar player, and I think they got a new bass player now. I'm not sure, but they're gearing up to get shit going again. So
I'm happy for that, man.
we'll
I wanna
play
hear
shows
some.
with them. Another one I wanted to plug though that we just played with, Morbid Fascination.
Yes, they were
Whoa,
really good.
dude. Super technical, but also still heavy and chunky.
Yes.
The same kind of thing. The vocalist, his intensity was just top notch, and they were actually a 4-piece, I believe. So just one guitar, and he's fucking shredding all these leads, and they were just really cool. You know what I mean? Like I remember talking to them at the show, and they were like, "Oh, we should go on tour." I'm like, "Yes," because they're
Tour
from
talk.
Oregon. They're from like Central Oregon, so.
Oh shit.
Nice.
They're coming out with a new album. I think June 3rd is their release date, so check out Morbid Fascination.
It's like next week.
Yeah, exactly. The day after my fiance's birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's gonna be 23.
Nice.
23. How old are you
Grown
now?
up.
I'm 26 as of a couple weeks ago.
You guys are all grown up now.
I know.
26. That's crazy. So you were like 21 when we met.
Yep, I was 21 when I met you guys.
That's it. That's crazy to think about.
That's you're only a couple years younger than me, because I was like 23. So
Yeah. It's
More
crazy shit, dude.
fascination. I got one. Oxygen Destroyer.
Oh shit! I mean,
I haven't heard them in forever.
dude, they're killing it right now. They have such a big fan
They're a
base.
huge fan base.
They've
right?
been to Japan and shit recently,
Yeah.
and like, shout out to Jordan,
They do
dude.
the whole like Godzilla theme stuff.
Kaiju,
Yeah,
brutal
exactly.
thrashing kaiju.
You want to talk about merching it up and getting cash flow? That's a good example of a local band that does that right there.
And the thing too is like a lot of people think, like you gotta have like a gimmick, and sometimes a gimmick does work for your band. But the thing with Oxygen Destroyer is it's not a gimmick. Jordan is a fucking die-hard Godzilla fan, like
Nice.
old school
I
Japanese
get that.
monster
Yeah, he's
movies.
always posting that
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. It's,
I know what I know about it because of being friends with him on Facebook.
for
Yeah,
real.
those dudes are super cool too. I was really blown away with Chris Craven's drums when I first heard them.
Yeah.
And I went up to
Super
tell him
thrash.
that personally. I was like, your drums are fucking solid as shit. And I thought he said, hey, yeah, fuck you. I thought he said that. I could have been, I don't know if that's just his joking around. Maybe he did say that, but I just pretended like I didn't hear. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. Just kind of
That's
That's
such
a
a funny
unique
response.
experience, but yeah, no, super cool dude, super cool guys, and I really was impressed with the energy they brought.
I think they played at Austin's birthday, right?
No, they did not.
Did they?
That was Asima, Aberrance, us.
I swear to God, Oxygen Destroyer played there. Or they were supposed to play there.
From Murder to Genocide.
That was one I was thinking of.
I know from Murder to
Countless of Dead, Twisted Heroes.
I swear to God they were there. Because I swear to God, Jordan asked me to borrow my amp because his amp, maybe it was a different show.
No, I think that was that Evil Awakening?
No, there was two bands in the same show. I let Evil Awakening borrow my amp, but then there was another band. I swear to God it was Jordan, right? Jordan's name is Jordan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan.
I swear to God he asked me to borrow my amp, and I was like, all right, man, just don't blow it. It's a fucking solid state amp. You're not gonna blow it. Anyway, I'm just an
Could have
idiot.
been. If so, I wouldn't. I don't remember that.
I feel like
And,
I
and then he was
remember
like, oh, never mind. I don't want to risk it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember
Are you
something
sure?
like that. That's when everybody was using my Fender Frontman for a vocal monitor.
Yeah, I swear to God it was Jordan. I could be wrong. It could have been a different show. I swear to God it was.
That was funny.
Oxygen Destroyer.
Yeah, we're having vocal issues on that show.
Yeah, because like when Evil Awakening played, shout out to Stacy and Sean's old band.
What's up, dudes? Evil Awakening homies.
Yep. So they actually, unfortunately, you couldn't hear Stacy's vocals at all because they were trying to play through these tiny like fucking 8-inch tower speakers that were just not cutting it.
I feel bad for all the bands that played before us because they all played through those. Then we played, and then we let everyone else use our.
And that was my fault. I should have thought about it sooner, but I was just so excited to be there and play the show.
The one I distinctly remember was crap. What was the band with Neil and Chris?
From Murder to Genocide.
Murder Genocide. I remember specifically seeing him screaming into the mic, not hearing a single fucking thing. I was like, man, he's putting so much energy into that.
He's like on his knees. I remember that. He's like on his knees sitting there.
You can't hear anything.
I couldn't hear a fucking thing. I was like, oh.
That's the worst, man. So much energy into that and just no follow through.
That's the worst thing about being a vocalist is when your gear is just not putting it out. And you're like...
Same for any instrument for that matter, but I feel even more for the vocalist because they're the front man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's really bad with vocals because you'll try to compensate with your voice and you can blow your voice out from pushing too hard and shit.
I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, but I know you've heard it a few times, especially when I get excited at practice and I start going really hard and then I'm like, a little chorus at the end of it, which... Don't do that. Back to one of our first questions. I recommend not doing that.
There's a technique, exactly. What would you recommend?
Don't go 100%. If that's your style of the show, that's fine. If you want to, have a shorter career that's more intense, that's great. If you want longevity, take care of yourself. Dial back a little bit.
What arbitrary number would you do? Like 85%?
I would say about 85, 90%. Anything more than that, and you're guaranteed to have a sore throat afterwards.
I notice that when I practice singing too. If I'm like going 100% belting the entire time, it's like your voice get all raspy and feel like shit afterwards.
It's like anything, like if you pick up weights for a long time, you start to get tired, your arms start to get sore. It's, your throat and everything is a muscle. So if you overuse it, especially, when you're doing vocals too, especially, I think it's false chords, but your shit is like smacking together constantly and that's what kind of makes the sound. So
yeah, you can also get like nodules and other fucked up shit happening in your vocal cords.
Yeah, no, every time I've seen you do it, you're like, it doesn't look pleasant. You don't sound pleasant.
Red in the face, my veins are coming out of my neck.
Always respect when your vocalist, if they're screaming, especially. If they're like, I can't do it anymore right now. Don't pressure them to keep going.
Don't do that.
I mean, we probably did that back in the day, but now I know, definitely don't fucking do that.
Like, dude, let's play another set. Like, we just played 3 of them, dude. One more shout out before we move on, though.
Dude, more bands. Just right there you go. DSTS.
Darkness Stole the Sky. Don't know if you can see that.
Oh my god, I didn't think about DSTS is like one of my very first bands that I got into that influenced me because I was like 14 or something, and they were fucking. I kind of knew them through some friends. I didn't really know them, but they're like acquaintances. You know what I mean? So I seen them a bunch of times as a teenager. And I got to play with Luke Patch a few times, their original drummer.
Yeah.
So
super cool dudes too.
Yeah. Nick. Shout out to Nick.
Still doing it. They've been a band for like 10, 15 years or some shit. I don't even know.
They're looking for members right now. Honestly, guys, if you're watching this might be a shitty thing to say, but I would love to play drums for you if I wasn't so far away and in a bunch of other bands.
I'd play guitar. They probably are looking for guitars. They probably have like a line of guitars they want to play in.
Oh yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
They need a drummer though. If you got fast fucking beats and not necessarily blast all the time, they got a lot more groove and melodic riffs and stuff like that. So get at them if you got a nice kit and you're serious, because those guys deserve to be playing some shows.
They've had 2 drummers that I know personally that are sick. They had Luke Patch. I don't know if you ever met Luke.
I may have. I don't know.
I think he was out of the band by the time you met him.
He played at the last show we played with. No, it wasn't a show we played with them. Actually, it was a.
Did you guys just go see him?
I went to go see them.
Yeah,
I went by myself actually down at. God, what is the name of that? McCoy's.
McCoy's, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I seen Blackwater Burial with them play as well, which was really good. But Luke stepped up to play drums on that show. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's throwback.
Yeah. But Luke was sick, and then also I can shout out Brett Skipworth. I don't know if you know
Brett's cool too.
Brett,
he's good.
Sick drummer, dude.
Yeah, he's a nice kid.
I met him when I was a teenager as well because he was friends with Keenan.
Yeah. I was talking to him about that.
Keenan was always playing rock, and then Brett was always coming over. He was playing Lamb of God. He was like 16 years old. He was doing heel toe shit. I was like, what? He was doing the spurts that Chris Adler does. Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, dude, that's fucking savage, dude.
Yeah, I remember that got us into that style. Let's see, who else can we think of that's local? Gosh, I should have wrote this down.
I wasn't expecting those questions. I don't know why, but I should have. But
Yeah, I should have, I have a ton of questions, but I just wasn't kind of drawing a blank right now. There's definitely a lot of talent around here. I know I really wanted to play with Ancient Burials. We had a show set up with them. They're from Oregon, so I consider it local still. Not really local in Thurston County or anything, but
local just means you're not on some big label going on tour around the whole world.
Okay.
Like, that's what I think of it as. You have a scene where it's your home. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So around here, I'd consider local like the Puget Sound area, but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
my definition. I
But
guess.
yeah, Ancient Burials. They were that one with that. They had that viral video where the youngster wasn't 21 in their band. I think his name's Cameron, if I remember right. Don't quote me, and if I slaughtered your name, sorry, or if I got you mixed up. But probably don't remember meeting me. I met you at La Boyer and told you about our band and said we wanted to play with you. But yeah, that was a viral video because he was playing outside of the bar.
Wireless hookups.
Bringing the heaviness too, windmilling it and everything. Those dudes do it heavy, man.
Oh yeah,
So,
they deserve that attention for sure.
I can't wait to play a show with them finally.
Let's say we had like 10 minutes before we have to cut it because the Facebook limitation of 2 hours.
Okay, we're running short here. I have a question, a couple more questions. I want to get them out there. So, do you think you'll like metal music? Like, how long do you think you'll like metal music? All the way to your old man, your geriatric years, or?
Until I stop breathing.
Okay, okay.
I will never ever stop liking metal. My
You don't think you'll
preference.
go back to gospel?
Probably not, but like I still like the music. I mean, that's some of the sickest singers ever, gospel singers.
Yeah.
But metal is a part of me. I'm not one of those people that does things for a while and calls it good. Generally, if I do something full force, I'm gonna do it for fucking ever, dude.
Yeah.
Skateboarding, music, fucking pretty much anything like that. I'm hooked on it, and my preference has changed over the years, but metal will always be a big part of my life for sure.
Nice. I know you kind of mentioned that you mentioned a couple rap artists that you're into. What other genres you like?
I like country.
Yeah.
Yep, I
Get
like
down, turn around.
I like,
Look at
honestly, some of the 90s, early 2000s isn't too bad, the more, modern stuff, but I really like Johnny Paycheck and Willie Nelson and...
Dude, Willie Nelson.
Dude,
He's pretty
yeah.
solid, man.
Waylon Jennings.
Okay, yeah.
Sick.
He's got a couple of good ones. I can't remember what they sound like off the top of my head, but I do remember the name. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's some sick shit. The old school country. Shout out to my buddy Steve Wibbles. That's actually his name.
That's solid.
Steven Wibbles for showing me some good country. I mean,
Steven Wibbles.
I love country. I love opera. I love everything, really. The only thing I can't get behind is reggae.
Okay.
It bores the shit out of me, dude. I can't stand it. And I worked at a cannabis facility for 3 years, so I heard my fair share. Yeah. Everybody singing like this, yeah. And it's like, oh my god, dude, stop
Buffalo
it.
Soldier.
You're not even from Jamaica.
That's hilarious.
But I respect it, Everybody's got their thing, and that's just not mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I got one more question. This is probably like the best question I got for you, I think. So, I know you're a recent father. You got a little daughter right now. So, welcome to fatherhood.
Right? Oh, shit.
I know you enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
So, how easy or hard has it been to juggle, your relationship with your life partner, your relationship with your daughter, your hobbies and work? How's that experience been for you?
Well, I knew it would be tough in certain ways, but since I met my fiance, Rihanna, I told her, a few things we talked about right off the bat were whether or not we wanted to have children, whether or not we wanted to be married someday, and I brought up the fact that I'm in a band and I love music and I will never stop playing music. Because if I stop playing music, I'm going to hate myself. And if I hate myself, I can't love anybody else.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's just what I believe. If you can't love yourself, there's no way you can properly love somebody else.
I agree.
And so I just laid it down for her. I want to go on tour. I want to play around the world. And, this is something that I specifically do every week, And once the kiddo was born, it got a little tough because, Maddie was born in February. I took a week off of work. And I didn't go to practice for a while, but it started building up in me, and I started thinking, fuck, I need to go jam, not because I'm frustrated or anything, but just, it's exciting, you know. It's what I do. It's what I love, and you know, God bless my fiance because she is a powerhouse of a woman, and she like takes care of that kid so hard. Like
Respect.
when I'm not around,
respect.
she buckles down, and like when I am around, she buckles down and does it. Like she does most of the chores around the house. I'm kind of a bastard for that, but
Come on, man, step up to the plate, dude.
you know, I'll wash a dish or two here and there, you know, but but you know, she's great, you know. And there's been times where we had to talk about how much I'm around because now I play in another band that's going to be a live band, and I play drums for that one, so I have to put a lot of time into that too. And luckily they're a couple blocks away from me, so it's not quite as bad as having to go to Tacoma on Friday nights. But
I
you
envy
know.
you for that.
yeah, dude, yeah, and I'm lucky for that aspect for sure. But she just supports me, honestly. If I was a father and I didn't have her as the mother, I would either be without my partner and my child every day, or I would be without my band, and both of those options would be complete and utter unhappiness. So shout out to Ray. She kills it. Not literally. She takes very good care of her daughter.
Yeah, as far as my experience with Ray, she seems like she's a very good partner for you, and she's a stand-up person. So
Yeah, she holds me accountable for my actions too. So
very
Awesome.
nice.
I kind of
Need
like
that.
it when she yells at me.
Not
honestly.
you, but I think that most people need that, and it's good for people.
Yeah.
I think you
Exactly.
need that stabilizer in your life. If you just have someone that just kind of doesn't say or put their input in and kind of put you in line,
Yeah.
more or less.
And
Reality checks.
it's a big thing too, like to all you guys out there, guys and gals, whatever. Stop, I'm gonna cry, I love you.
You get the outgoing speech for the
Right.
podcast too.
Nice.
But no, to anybody that's in a band and you have children, you know, your family should be number one. Obviously, I know if Ben was at practice and Malia needed him, he'd be gone without a fucking thought. The same with me, you know. And to anybody in a band, you know, I suggest that you make sure that if you are going to be away a lot of the times, make sure that when you are there, you are fully there. I'm guilty of going home and, you know, putting my daughter in my lap and playing video games or, you know, looking on my phone, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but make sure that you're there, because otherwise your child will grow up and know that, you know, there's something else in your life that is essentially more important than them. And nobody wants that. I don't want that. I don't think these guys would want that.
No.
Make sure you put your family first, you know, and yeah, because it's a decision to have children, so decide to be a good parent about it. And then show your child music. Show them all the things you've done with it, you know. But don't go home, check out, and then become alive again when you go back to practice, you know. That's shitty. You don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
And if you do, well, go see a therapist or something.
That's a pretty good point. Some solid advice, actually.
Well, on that note, we're out of time basically. So
That's a great way to end the podcast.
That's a good
Jake,
note.
I'm really happy to have you here. I really appreciate you carving out the time and kind of laying out your life experiences and kind of just contributing. I really appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. I've been excited to come on here since you guys started, so.
yeah, I'm glad you're our first guest too, man. It's pretty sweet.
Absolutely.
Number one, what up?
All
So
right.
why don't you give a plug one more time where they can find us?
Okay, yeah, you can find us on Twitch, just the Virus Podcast, on YouTube and on Facebook, and then also Jake, you want to plug Primordial, and then what's your other?
Yeah, so Primordial Atrocity, Facebook, Bandcamp, we might even have a Reverb Nation, I don't know. Unholy Grail, we're just kind of getting going. We only have some videos, but check out our Facebook. If you don't remember or whatever, just message me. I'll hit you up with the link, and then the other projects as well. I'll get you hooked up with that, but those don't have anything yet, so.
Yeah, sweet.
Sweet,
Yeah,
very nice.
Do you have any outgoing message?
No, thank you for everybody who contributed and joined the conversation and asked questions. I love that. Now that
Yes.
we're getting some interaction,
Definitely.
I know you guys appreciated that as well. So that really kind of gives us momentum to keep doing this. This is why we're doing these, so we can contribute anything we can.
Yeah.
So feedback is great. It just gives us propulsion to keep going.
Like and share the virus.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you very much. Share it up. Don't be a
Yep.
silent hater. If you go to our first episode, I talk about silent haters. If you're really supportive, share it up, man. And if you want us to share something of yours, hey, drop it in the comment. We'd be happy to do that. Let's spread the love. Let's network.
Hell yeah. Well,
Signing off.
All right, until next time, keep it viral.
Keep it contagious.
Whoa.